Welcome back. It's your favorite sales and fundamentals marketing trainer, Devon Gall here, your #1 source for all sales and marketing knowledge and how to get to that next level. That's what this channel is all about. Making sales easy, all right? Just a friendly PSA reminder for everyone out there. You want to get a big notebook if you're watching this playlist so you can take a lot of notes and gain a lot of knowledge and then get a lot of results. You got a tiny notebook, you're taking digital notes, it ain't gonna work. I'm telling you, a decade plus of experience, I've never seen digital notes work. I've never seen tiny notebook people, never seen them really going anywhere in life in the sales world, all right? So, big notebook. So today we're going to be talking about how to make your first $1 million. No, I'm kidding. That is the other channel's bull. We're in the real world over here. So you're probably in a, we're not talking about drop shipping or whatever, keywords, whatever nonsense. So I don't know, whatever it is. But we're going to be talking about how to actually make more money because you're in an entry-level position for sales or marketing and you're selling a product or a service out there. And you're doing pretty good and you want to get to that next level. You want to be the next manager. You want to be the next territory manager. You want to run a winning team. You want to be the next guy or the next girl. The actual promotion, all right? I promoted multiple people in my career. Guess how many people get promoted? Less than 5% of people get promoted, all right? What are we looking for in that 5%? What was whoever promoted me at one point, what were they looking for? These are the things they taught me. I needed to strive after. I needed to learn. I needed to master these things if I was going to be that manager that I said I wanted to be, right? Everybody wants to be the manager. Everybody wants to get promoted. But how do you actually do that? Well, there's two things, right? One I'm going to teach you. That's thing number one. Thing number two is whoever's in charge of promoting in your company, they got to like you a little bit, at least to some degree. I can't teach you that part. You're on your own there, all right? But we're going to talk about the things that actually get you to that leadership level today, all right? So this is keys to promotion. Number one is an above average performance. You're going to see in your office, you might have seen it already. In your little group, you might have seen it already. The top performers, the #1 sales guys or girls, they're not always the person who gets promoted to manager, okay? You know, sometimes you'll have that rare crossing of the alignment of the stars and everything. You got a top salesperson that's going to be a great manager, but that's not really always the case. That's most of the time it's not the case. Just being great, amazing at sales, phenom at sales does not translate to being a great leader, a great trainer, a great everything else. So there's a lot more that goes into it. But you do have to be above average. You can't just be some slouch and have the other things and be like, well, I do everything else good and people like me, but I can't make a sale, I can't close a door. You know, this is sales. You got to be above average. You don't have to be the top 10%, but you do got to be above average in sales, all right? There's a willingness to do whatever's needed, all right? For me, that was a willingness to relocate, all right? I've seen other people, they want it so bad, but they're not willing to relocate, so other people are, and then they get passed over, okay? So if you're not, it doesn't have to be relocation, but it has to be something you normally outside of your comfort zone, meaning you got to do something you probably don't want to really do, but you have to be willing to do whatever's needed or asked for the business to help the business grow. Because ultimately, what is the person why is the person above promoting you? To build the business, to make the business grow. Right? So you got to be that guy or that girl who's going to help the business grow. Extra mile mindset and actions. Okay, mindset and actions. You can't just talk about extra miling. You actually have to live on the extra mile sometime. You don't have to be there permanently. But when being a leader, when things go wrong, which they will, that's just how it works. They're going to go, people know things are going to go wrong. Your leader who's doing the promotions knows things go wrong. You're now going to be the person who's the buck stops here. My person who promotes me, they're not going to hear about the problem because I do the extra mile to make sure the problem's solved, because Johnny Baseball let the problem happen or whatever. So extra mile mindset and extra mile actions, you got to prove it. You're not just going to one day, hey, I've never done these things, now I'm the manager, I'm going to all of a sudden do these things. And no one's going to believe you. All right, positivity. All right, we're going to talk more about this in a minute, but what do we want in the business? What does any business want? They want a bunch of mopes. They want a bunch of negative Nancys, right? No, they want people with positive mindset, because again, things go wrong. That's sales, that's business. Things go wrong all the time. Things go right all the time too, but you know, are you staying in the positive mindset and finding solutions, or are you just dwelling on the problems, right? Going above and beyond, that kind of goes back to the extra mile, but going above and beyond, no questions asked. All right? Just going above and beyond is like your normal standard. You're a servant leader, right? What does that mean? It means you give more than you ask for, you give more than you receive, right? You understand the more you give, the more you will receive. But it's okay to give without receiving anything in return. That's where your head's at, right? A lot of people, you know, I like to take people out for like a nice lunch or something. They do good, or maybe they're just new or whatever, and you take them out for a nice lunch, you buy lunch or whatever, get their mind right, have a good talk with them. Well, that person will quit. I mean, sometimes it just happens. And are you going to be mad about it because you spent like $50 at lunch? No, you can't. I bought lunch for more people that quit than that stuck around and got promoted. I know that, because remember, less than 5% of people get promoted. So you can't go in there and be like salty about, well, I just bought that guy lunch and now he quit. Who cares? Who cares? That's the business, right? Or I just spent 8 hours with this person helping them grow and develop and giving them great notes and doing all this, and then they quit the next day. I just got them a sale. I gave them one of my sales, and now they just quit the next day. That's normal. That's the thing that's going to happen most of the time. All right, you gotta be in that mindset that that's okay. All right, you can't let those things bother you. You have to emulate the position that you're going after, right? You have to fulfill the duties of the position before you have it. All right. Every person I've promoted, I've delegated, which is that's a fancy word for saying I'm not doing it right now. I'm gonna let you do it, but I delegated my tasks to them and let them go and learn it, right? So that I had them do my job, not fully, but a little bit. Hey, this aspect, do this aspect today. You're gonna learn how to do this aspect today. Here, today I'm gonna show you how to do this. All right, Mr. or Mrs. Future Promotion. Now, promotion, you're in charge of this task. You're going to take that task off my plate, okay? So you're in charge of that, right? And then all the responsibilities fall on them. They're learning to emulate and you're learning to emulate what your manager's doing. Maybe you want to move up to even higher. You know, you want to be the director. What's the director doing? You have to learn the director's job before you're not just going to walk in and be the director one day. You gotta actually do the director's job, prove to the director that you're the guy, you're the girl, that you have what it takes, you got the chops, you're the person that can do it, because you're already doing it. You're already doing it every single day. You're fulfilling these duties every single day, and they're not paying you to do it. You're just doing it to emulate them, to learn it, right? So you gotta be willing to take on extra responsibility and not have the extra responsibility without the pay, right? Those kind of things. It's a hard fact to accept. Some people can't accept that. I know I emulated my manager. I went in early when I was starting, a couple years in the business. I wanted more. I wanted to be a manager. So I started coming in early. When my manager would show up an hour early, I'd be there with them, right? Just to see what they're doing. Just to learn what they're doing, right? Then it comes down to mastery. Do you need a 100% of these things mastered? No. You need a lot of these mastered or close to mastery? Yes. If you're going to be effective, if you're not going to get washed out in the first 3 months, you know, I've seen promotions happen. People should not have been promoted. They get washed out. They come in quick. They leave quick. Right? Master of the attitude. Master your fundamentals. You're master of being self-motivated. You are self-motivated. You're master of setting goals. You're a goal setter, right? You master your image. How are you presenting? How are other people perceiving you? You master self-accountability. And you master team accountability, right? You're already a servant leader, so you should be kind of running like a mock team already. Within your office, you should be having a group of people that are kind of, you know, coming around you. Maybe it's official that you're a leader and you're training them, or maybe it's unofficial and you're just networking with people and helping people on the side and helping other people get better. All right, because you're not going to just overnight say, I've never trained anybody, I've never been a leader before, and then all of a sudden now I'm a great leader. It doesn't work like that. So while you're entry level, while you're level 1 or 2, whatever, however your business breaks it down, like, start learning these level 3 and 4 and manager skill sets, these leadership skill sets now. Start mastering them now. So when you do become, eventually you do become that leader, you already know how to do it. You're miles ahead of the other people because you already know how to do it. You've been doing it. It's not something you got to just turn on and learn overnight, right? Master consistency. You know, that's your self-production. That's your image. That's your attendance. Your, like everything, right? You're consistent across the board. And we'll get into why this is all important here in a second. But master your work ethic. Master your student mentality. Because when you get promoted, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't have less to do. You got more to do and you got more to learn. All right? The game just starts, okay? And then after that, there's still more after that too. So master communication. What's your ability? How are you able to communicate with your teammates? How are you able to communicate with your people that are above you? How are you able to communicate across different departments, right? Maybe you work and you got like some longer sales cycles that have some complications, or maybe there's install teams, or there's other groups that deal with stuff that you're in sales, you just do the sales part. But there's these other groups that can mess up the deal or make your deal go through. How do you communicate with that other department, right? This is all being seen and observed, being watched by your leaders. And they're looking at every person and how they communicate with other departments and how they communicate with their teammates and how they communicate with their management and their leaders. Like, these are things that you have to master. These are non-negotiable. You're a master of sales. Maybe not the number 1 salesperson, the top 3 salespeople, even top 5 salespeople. I don't know how big your office is, but you don't have to be the top 10%. But you do have to be able to do a sale with your eyes closed. You do have to be above average. All right. Master your compliance, whatever that looks like. Paperwork, legal documents, interactions with the public, how you're presenting your company to the public, how you're presenting your company to new hires, like compliance. They used to drill it into my head. It's the only thing more important than sales, because if you do compliance wrong, then it doesn't even matter if you do a sale because everything's screwed up, right? Master training. Meaning, you know the training. You got your notebook filled with all this information. You know all this kind of stuff. You teach this stuff, right? Because you're not going to just overnight, one night, be like, okay, now I got my manager name tag. Now I'm the master of everything. How the heck are you going to do that if you've never done any of these things, right? You're going to just be a sales master. You never did sales, but now you're a manager, and now you can just do sales. Now you're a sales manager. It doesn't work like that. You got to be able to do these things, show people you can do these things, build trust, build certainty in your leadership that you're the guy or the girl to do it. All right, now we're going down to the business itself, okay? Be worth duplicating. Be worth duplicating. If we take you right now, we take me right now and make 15 of me in the region. If there's just 15 of me working in the region, is this a good region? If there's 20 of you in the region, is that a good region? Are you worth duplicating? All right? Be able to duplicate. Let's say you're awesome. Let's say you're golden, right? You are great. But if you can't do, you're only one person. You can only be in one location. You can only be sending one, you can be only answering one phone call at a time. You can be only be knocking on one door at a time. You can only be, at one event at a time, or however you go about business, you can only be sending off one email blast at a time, right? You're just one person. If you can duplicate, what's better? One superstar or 5 slightly above average people? Who do you think is going to put more meat on the table? The 5 slightly above average people. The team. Right? One superstar is great. We love superstars. But one's, of course we want 5 superstars, but, duplicating a superstar is not going to happen, okay? Superstars usually have that thing that can't be duplicated, but you don't have to duplicate superstars. You have to be able to duplicate above average performance, okay? If you do that, well, now you're making money. Now you're putting a lot out there. You're putting a lot of outcomes in a positive manner for the business, right? So be able to duplicate yourself. And then I like throwing this one in there. Imagine like somebody all day is like following you around with a camera, right? They got a GoPro or a drone or something. And you got a microphone on or something. I don't have a microphone on. But let's say you got a microphone on and you're just out there working. You're working the field, whatever your field might be. Maybe you're in an office. Maybe you're out there and about. Maybe you're at an event. Maybe you're knocking doors. I don't know how. Maybe you're going business to business. However it is. Imagine like an invisible drone or invisible GoPro is following you all day long. Can your manager take that video, put it right in and say, hey, this is what what you're supposed to do. Be the training video. Be the training video. You put all these things together, you're it. You're the one. You're the 5%. You're the one who's going up, right? So there's a lot to it. But it's really not. It's just doing your job and doing it the right way and doing it all day the right way. That's all it comes down to. And then you're somebody that the business says, you know what, we want more. We want more Devon Galls. We want more Johnny Baseball or whatever. We want more of this girl, or we want more of this guy, because this is somebody we can build around. Somebody we can build a core around, or this is a core person that we can build around their core, right? So that's how you get promoted in your sales and marketing position. I appreciate you coming by today. I hope you learned something. Love you all. Thank you so much for coming by, supporting the channel. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Comment, like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. But go get in the comments and tell me, oh, you're dead wrong, Devon. Or no, you forgot this. This is so important. You need this if you're ever going to get promoted. I'd love to hear it. I always love learning. I still have great student mentality. So let's hear some feedback. Love you all. Take care.